This conference will now be recorded.
Cool. Hey guys, good morning. And last class we discussed about, one second. Okay, last class we discussed about ECR and Nexus, and then right. And now today we are going to discuss about, now for example, let's say I want to build Docker images using Jenkins. Now basically we can prefer this in the two ways. One the way is you can install normally Jenkins, like as you know, or normal method, manual installation of method of Jenkins, and then install the manual method of Docker and add the Jenkins into the Docker group. That is the one method. Another method is like write a Docker file and build that and then run as a container. There is a two options are there. Now, which one you guys are prefer? Through the Docker file or through manual? Sir, you can decide, sir, what you want. The manual we already discussed, okay, in our Jenkins session. This is a Docker file. Both are. Manual we already done that. Manual we already installed Docker. Manually we installed Jenkins. If you remember, the Linux system, how to install the Jenkins. Know that documents we had, right? So for example, let's go for Docker. In a Docker install, go for Jenkins. Install Jenkins. EMI machine, let's say. So these are steps. These are steps you need to be start the Jenkins for your Linux machine. Okay, Linux machine you need to be install these steps. This we done in the our Jenkins session, right? Let's do the Docker method. Let's see how it works actually. First of all, okay. Let's what I do. I won't use any Docker or anything. What I do simply, I use to like simply one Docker. I mean, one second, guys. Okay, fine. Sorry, yes. Now let's see. What should I do next? Let's return the Docker file for implement that. What I do, instead of writing a Docker file and all, let's run the normal Jenkins. What is the problem we are facing? First, you need to know that, or else you won't understand like the next example what I'm showing. Okay, let's run the Jenkins in the normal method. Docker private registry fix, right? What I do, I just run the this. Let's without a Docker and all anything. Just what you done. We are done this, right? We are done this. We are done this Docker command. This also Docker is included, right? Exactly. Without Docker, it can be used. Now see this. What is the command we are using now here? We are using Docker and -p 800 -p, and 50,000 is the slave port, and this is the our Jenkins port, and we are running as a root user because for permission needed, And what we did, we are doing for, you know, Jenkins home is the volume, and what the data is inside this here, that I need to be showing the Jenkins volume, or else this we already discussed about the what is the volumes, what is the volumes, and this is the image. This is the Jenkins image. Now let's run this. Let's run this. I think we already done this, like, you know, it won't take much time this time. Let me start the Docker instance. We taken one Linux machine and we install a Docker on this guys. Okay, who are joined new one. Then AMI Linux machine we are taken and we install the Docker for this to practice a Docker. That name I call as a Docker instance. And let it be run it. If the Jenkins already running, that's not a problem. Then, you know, we can use that same. If there is no Jenkins in that mission, we need to run it again. No, come on fast. Okay, done. Now connect this. Connect the mobile system. Okay, to the mobile system we connect the instance. Cool. Now see here what we are doing now. Now the Jenkins home is not a, like, see the Docker PS. If you can observe here, there is a Jenkins already running. That means same command we ran in the previous session, right? You guys are clear now? The Jenkins already there. Jenkins already there. What I'm using, the Jenkins, same Jenkins I'm using. The same command. If you run the same command, even that also will be same. Or else what I do, let me do one thing. Here, last time we ran in the this Jenkins command. No, these are all about that. If you take history command, it will give the what are the commands we executed previously, and this is the one we are done. Clear, right? The same here. The LTS means long-term support, and this is the LTS JDK 11 I mentioned. Okay, that is a JDK 11, and the same thing here. And user is that, and port and slave port, and the restart equal to always, and my Jenkins name, and then, you know, volumes path, and then image name. There is nothing else. This volume is project working directory wherever I'm standing that I want to be create. Any question on this, guys? This is the same. If I run this now, this also will be run as a your Jenkins container. Now our Jenkins will be up and running now. Let's see, access the Jenkins container now. One second, my cat is calling now. One second, guys. చెప్పినా ఏం లేవే, ఏమో నేను చూడలేనా. అక్కడ ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ మనకు ఇక్కడ ఉండవులే. పోతేలే కాసేపు ఉంటాయి. మీరు జాగ్రత్త, మీరు జాగ్రత్త అన్న. ఇల్లేమో సర్లే కదా, నాకు ఉంటా. బాయ్. Yeah, here there is lot of things, man. Okay, now this is the username password we set up in the previous session. Now see here, this is a Jenkins job we created in the last session. Now what I'm trying to do, let's execute a one simple job, new item, and then, you know, let's say Docker test, and a freestyle job. I'm gonna run this. And here, see here, what I want to know. Let's see. Let's execute a build, execute a shell. Let's run a one simple Docker command. Let's say Docker images. Docker images. Now Docker images. If I run the command this, just it's printed just images, whatever images are there in the system, it will be run. Or else let's instead of Docker images, um, like any Docker command, Docker version or Docker images, whatever. Let's run this. What happened? What happened? This is unable to find the Docker commands. The Jenkins is unable to find the Docker commands. See here. See, Docker not found. Docker not found. There is no Docker. That's the reason Docker commands won't be executed. If you want to integrate with the Docker, there is a two ways are there. We are running as a container means you can't use the normal method, and you need to add the volume of your Docker. You need to add the volume of your Docker. You need to add the volume of your Docker. Let's see how to do that. How to do that volume of your Docker. Let's do that. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove this container. Docker ps Docker. Okay. Copy. The same command I'm creating here. There's nothing to change here. The same. Okay. Command with pwd. Okay. Nothing else. And then what we do? Let's run this. Now what are the things are there here? What are the things are there here? Now this is the same Docker run command. Okay, Docker run command volume, and this volume what I'm going to do? I put the same volume here. What are the volume we put? Same volume we need to put here. Then what happened? We no need to install again from scratch. Okay, sir, do from scratch, sir. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, now let's do the same like as whatever we are using here. Okay, like as you know, J capital I'm putting Jenkins data. Let's say I given a Jenkins data from scratch. I'm doing guys. Okay, Jenkins data. This is a Jenkins volume, and which Docker it will be get. The Docker will be attached the volume to inside the container, and the next volume of your Docker sucks Docker daemon. This is a Docker daemon. That also I'm making the volume, and the next this is another config.json. What is the config.json guys here? What it contains basically? You remember now? Basically, whenever you run the Docker login command, where the Docker login credentials are stored. No Docker login command if you run, where the credentials are stored. If you see cat here, like as which user we logged in, that user .docker config.json. Now this is the credentials of your, this is the Docker hub credentials, okay, and all these credentials are adding inside the this config.json file only, which user you installed, that user and slash docker and the config.json. This is the credentials. This is the ECR credentials, and this is the Nexus credentials, and this is the your Docker hub credentials. All three credentials are adding. This also I'm making the volume because I don't want to go inside the container again. I no need to run the Docker login command every time. If we do volume here, the same credentials will be inside the container also will be added. Is it clear now, guys? And this is a Docker daemon. Clear now this command? Now let's what I'm going to do. Let's run this. Okay, let's run the with this way. Now let's run with the same dollar present working directory pwd, wherever you run that will be present working directory Jenkins data, capital J, that is earlier is the Jenkins home, If you can observe here, what is the folder as the Jenkins home is there. There is no Jenkins data. Okay. It's a now here also J is a capital I put it. Now I'm just running here. This command I'm running here. Okay. And the problem here is, okay, let's see here. I didn't run that till now. Let's see the Docker PS. I'm gonna remove this Docker. I'm removing this container Docker RM and a safe and the container ID. That is simple command to remove the Docker container. Running Docker container we need to remove. We need to use the -f forcibly. If you stop container, you don't need to use the -f. That we already knows in the many times we use. And the next, start this Jenkins as a container. The Jenkins as a container. This LTS image is not there. That's the reason it's downloading. Now see here Docker PS. Now our Jenkins will be run here. Our Jenkins will be run here. Now next what we do, let's access that Jenkins now. It takes some time. Now tell me guys, if I want to attach the volume like as initial password, where I need to go? Do I need to go inside the container or outside also can I get it? If you can observe here, the volumes are created here, the Jenkins data. The new volumes are created. Now, how can I open that? Cat Jenkins data slash secrets, right? Secrets slash initial admin permission init. Okay. Sudo -i. Let's go for root user and then cat home EC2 user and sorry, what it is like, exit this root user. Now for it, this J is the capital guys. Okay, Jenkins data. Yes, the Jenkins data secrets. This also permission. The next, go for the root user. If you want to see this data, you need to see. Now go for the root user, switch the root user. If you want to switch the root user, just do the sudo -i. Now we don't have any path, and then go to home EC2 user. Now we are in the EC2 user path. Now see here, this is the Jenkins data available now, and now present working directory where we are in this, the same home EC2 user in the path, but we switch to the root user. Root user has the permission to open this data. CD Jenkins data secrets. Inside the secrets, see where we are now. Home EC2 user Jenkins data secret. LSF here. Now what is the password? Cat initial admin password. In this file we have a initial admin password. Now this is the initial admin password. Select the initial admin password and then go and then paste it here. Or else there is another method also. There is a docker ps command if you do. This is a docker exec -it and then container name and then bash. If you go this path, you will get that. Know what I mean? There is another method. Let me show that also. Docker ps okay, and then docker exec-it and then container id bash. Let's do bash. Now this is inside the container. We are inside the container. And select this path. This is the cat. The same data will be stored into there. Now this is the password, and this password and this password both are same. Okay, because same data, it will be volume here. Volume means backup for your local machine. Then I'll go for install suggested plugin this time. For I need a more plugins, the git and all, instead of again searching. Okay, as per the suggested. It takes 5 minutes guys. Let them run actually.
Madhu, can you go to the notepad for the Docker command that we run.
Tell me. Notepad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What is it? Which Docker that we have mounted the volume?
Which Docker, if you type the Docker where you install now, that I don't need to install it again container. The same it will be mount the your. Let me control PQ, come out from this, and then if you type the which Docker command, the Docker path, which bin Docker. This will be which Docker means that command will give the where the Docker is installed. That path instead of or else no, you can type the bin slash Docker also. Understand? Na?
Okay.
Now instead of adding the path, I just run this command. This command will attach this Docker, like as you know, this Docker will be added to this Docker. Means the Docker will be point out here. No same whatever we files we copy now, like that we are copy the softwares also. Volume at the softwares. Whatever we install in locally that you want to see in the container, we can volume that. Clear now? This is the high level, but we must know that. Understand right
Okay.
what I mean? See, again, I
Yeah.
don't need to go container and then again I need to update there and again I don't need to install inside the container. Clear na? If you want to do that, there is another method. That's what I'm trying to show you. If you want to install yourself, then again what you do, this is the method you need to do. Okay. Now which Docker and all, this time we don't need to require here. And then let me close this. I don't want that. Install Jenkins Docker. If you can see here, this is the we take the base image as a Jenkins image and who are implemented that, which user you need to run and update the mission, install the git, and the next add this in the sudo file, and the next download this software, Docker software, and enter the Docker software and add into the user bin and the Jenkins. Understand right what I mean? If you already install your host mission, just mount that, or else write your own Docker file to download a Docker and then set up a Docker. Clear
Okay.
now?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes. On the next one on the notepad, the .sock.
That is a daemon. The Docker where whatever the process is running, that is the process is running for us. Okay, this is a Docker sock, right? This is a Docker sock is the daemon. That is the Docker daemon is running for us. Now this is a service. This service we are mount that. Okay. Now this is Docker software. If you running that Docker software, we need to run again systemctl sudo systemctl start Docker, right? Instead of that Docker daemon, if I run, then it will be run our Docker software. You don't need to go and then start the Docker inside that again. Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Then this is the again password, like as all the password which you already configured. If you want to push Docker Hub, it will go. If you want to do like as GitHub, like I mean ECR, it will want it will go. And then your credentials are correct, then it will go. Understand? Na? Again, if you not mention here, what happened again? Login inside the container and do the Docker login command. Do the set up your credentials over there. Again, if you lost the container again the credentials you lost it. Again, you need to go inside the container. Again, you need to be run the commands. This is a manual lot of steps. Let's configure out time and then use the many types using as a volumes. If a new Jenkins container will come, I don't need to set up volumes. I don't need to install the Docker. I don't need to set up the credentials. Instead of these three, I don't want to do every time. What I do, I am gonna add these things in as a volume, and the next this will be used for if a new container will come. That also same volume I configure. The same data will be copied to the new container also. Understand right what I mean?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
If you one more small thing basically. Okay, now let's say this is the container, this is your host mission, okay, and this is your data. Let's say for example slash data, I have this data, I'm using the inside of this data. We know already what is the volumes, right? Now if the container are written any data inside this, the same data will be copied in the your host mission. If this container gone, if the one more new container will come up, then I'm going to use the same volume. What are the data is inside this, the same data will copy into the new container. Again, this no need to start from starting work again. Same guys, what happened no? Now for example, you join a new company. Okay, this is you joined on a new company. Before you, there is a one DevOps guy is there. He has done something, half of thing he has done. What are the remaining thing you should be complete? You should be complete. You don't need to start from scratch right again. Understand na? Volume means sharing the data. That's it. Like in our scenario, sharing the work, and that sharing the work is the persistent work. Clear na? Clear or not? Everyone I'm asking, not only one guy. Then meanwhile, we are almost done. See, in now how much simple it is. How much simple it is to use the Docker. In a single command, no installation, no Docker installation, no, I mean manually, okay? No downloading Java software, configuring Java software, and then all the things. On the single command, we can run everything. Like that is the reason we save a lot of time to set up it. Okay.
Yeah, hi. But in real time, do we go for the Docker files, or we have during the provisioning? So we will go for the Docker file, or this kind of commands only it will be advisable.
This command is it won't be happen in real time. Okay. We written the Docker file. That's what that's another example I'm trying to show you. The same set steps. Okay, because see, we don't know where we are setting that. We don't know that Docker will be there or not inside the mission. Understand? No? Maybe we are not using for Docker host mission. We are using Kubernetes, let's say. Okay, and then we can do that also, but that also has a Docker file you need to mention. What are the command you are mentioning? That also you need to mention that these volumes, no? These volumes you need to tell the like what you need to be used on the okay, and everything you need to mention in the Docker file also. What is the Docker volume? And then if you want to set up a Kubernetes YAML files. But these are simple like as high level of commands which we are using the real time also. This is even I used to do run the Jenkins in the real time when we are using the on-premises, and then dev servers and then staging servers which you want to set up very fast without any waiting for Kubernetes and set up a cluster and then blah 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 stuff. Even if you want to give any demonstration for anywhere, we used to do like dev or staging and all. We used to use the Docker Compose. Okay, Docker Compose means we can run the containers whatever you implemented. Okay, then if you go for like as pre-production, production, and then that time what to do, we can set up for our Kubernetes cluster. We are using ECS forget that cluster, and now we are using Kubernetes. Now that is little bit time taking process and the resource wasted if you're not using properly. Understand? Na? This is if you want to set small demonstration, you no need to do that much resource provisioning. Just simple one Linux mission, run set all the Docker containers and then run it in the single mission and then show the demonstration like as to your clients. Understand, right? It's a very simple, it will be done for us. We don't need to struggle for setuping Kubernetes cluster blah blah things. Just to start a business, and if you want to show to them, then you need to show your application and not for how you are setuping an environment. You don't want to show the setup for them. You want to show the what you do. Understand, right? What I mean? Yeah, that is what even companies will do basically. Even this is what the same procedure we follow for something. First we need to start from here. The same thing we are going to do for our Jenkins, and this is you want to do again the Jenkins you want to do, we need to use the persistent volume claim. Okay, all the things will come. That stage we are not there right now. Okay, that will be discussed in our Kubernetes sessions. Okay, now as for now just understand the Docker and Docker volumes concept now here. If you understand this, that will be very simple for you guys. Okay, I'm setting a same name here. Guys, clear, right? Is you guys are feel like, as you know, I'm going very fast or what? I think you guys are habit for my language. I think so. Almost 3 years, 3 months is done now. Okay, cool. This is a fresh Jenkins server for us. It's a fresh Jenkins server for us. There is nothing is there. Like, yes, sir, what about previous Jenkins bin that has got deleted? Okay, but the data is there, but we are deleted. Okay, let's create a first project. Any project. Let's just freestyle. I don't do anything. Just I'm printing some hello message here. No, the job is work or not. Just trying to do this. We'll do all these jobs from here itself. Now do for build execute shell. The next what we do here is echo simple message, and then just say that, and then build it now. If you build now, then it will be execute whatever the you return. Now see this console output, it's working. Sir, what about Docker? Docker is there or not? Let me check the next one. New item, Docker test. Let's create a freestyle job and see the Docker is able to find or not. And then go for the build step and execute shell. Earlier we done for Docker version, right? What the last time it will show Docker command not found. This time what happened? Let's see. Docker version. Understand, guys? First I show the problem. Okay, what we had earlier. Now I am implementing that. I provide the solution for that problem, and we are using the Jenkins. And even if you don't want to use like as existing Docker and all, then another solution is that you need to write your own Docker file. That is for this solution. This is the solution. Custom Jenkins Docker file. The Jenkins is the base image. You don't need to use the Java. You don't need to use the like as base image Ubuntu or anything. You can use this. That is also as the base image. Okay. Then it is what is the CMD command is there. That CMD command will execute. You don't need to return the CMD commands here. Understand that? The same thing we have done for Tomcat also, if you guys remember. Understand, right? Guys. That's all about it is. Now let's build now this. It was succeeded. And see this Docker version, give the Docker information about it. The same command if I run in the Linux machine also, it's the same output will give for us. Docker version, Docker version, Docker version. The same command will be used inside the container, but that command is not executed in local. It's executed inside the container. Clear now? Now, if you want to go inside the container, what you need to do? That Docker ps, Docker exec -it, and then go for container, and then bash. Go, sorry, Control A. It will come starting point. Shortcut. Docker. Then next, what you do? See, this is what is executed inside our Jenkins job. Docker version. If I do, this is the same output is coming. Now Control PQ. We are outside the container now. We are in the mission now. Clear, guys? Clear now? Understand, right? And like what we did, we are integrated with the Jenkins with Docker. If you want to customize that, and then this is the option. The next option is this: to writing a Jenkins file. To writing a Jenkins file. The same. There is nothing under here and there. And again, what you do? You need to add the Docker sock here also. Okay, like as you know, while running here, you need to do this. The Docker daemon, you need to start that. That you need to be put here, and then you need to start. Remain things as it is. These are steps we are done. Okay. The next what we do? Let's build with the freestyle job. Okay. Let's discuss about the freestyle job. means freestyle job. What is a freestyle job means? Now I have a requirement called as, let's take a new. Now let's say, so my developer developed the code and he has implemented some code, and my developer developed the code, and the next he commit the code to where? In the repository, and he commit the code in the repository. He commit the code in the repository. Okay, and he push the code and using the git, and then what are the code he have written, that's fine. Git, and he used the Jenkins file, Docker file inside the code. Okay, Docker file, and then and it has the source code src, like as everything is inside this. Okay, Jenkins file means pipeline. If in freestyle, then no Jenkins here. If it is a pipeline, you are gonna use this. If it is like a freestyle, then you need to be do this. And like all developer will push here, and this is the code is available here. The code will be download whom, the Jenkins will be come up and then download. This is the code. Okay, now our Jenkins will be clone this code. Jenkins will be clone this code, and the next Jenkins will be build the code. What is the compilation building or whatever it may be. Okay, let's say compilation map and artifact or whatever it may be, and the build the code if you have inside the code. And the next, after that, even Nexus, Sonar Cube, everything in this pipeline that you wish. Okay, and the next what I do, and the Docker, let's say Docker will be, once it is done, the Docker will be created, Docker image, Docker build, and the using this Docker build, the next what we do, the next, let's say I'm going to do this for where we need to put this. We need to push into the where now we are going to push that image to where wherever you wish to. Okay, this is a Docker Hub, ECR repository, whatever you like. Okay, now this can be, that will be the flow. That is the CI process that completely. The Nexus Sonar Cube also comes under the here, the Nexus and then Sonar Cube that you wish you can set it up. That both also come on the CI also. This Nexus and Sonar and the Docker build push to the ECR or Docker Hub, whatever maybe. Okay, like as ECR and then Nexus or Docker Hub. Docker Hub is even so is also this is same repository, private repository, but mostly we are not used. Okay, clear now? Clear guys? This is the process we are calling CI process. Where come to the CD process? After what are the image we are pushed, that image we need to pull to, we need to use to different tools, like as we can use the Docker Compose, or else to the Terraform, or else use the Terraform with Kubernetes. Okay, and then or else Ansible. Okay, Ansible, using Ansible also we can deploy, or else we can use the Terraform also we can deploy, or else we can use the Docker also we can deploy, Docker Compose also, Docker Swarm also, and we can use for Docker run commands also we can do. Okay, or else we can do the Kubernetes also we can do. There is a different tools we can use for CD process. Okay, Helm charts and then Argo CD, blah blah tools will come under the CD. That tools will come to the CD. It can be any tools. The tools are like, for example, let's say using Ansible. Okay, let's say Terraform with, we can use the Terraform Ansible, and we can use for Docker Compose, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, Docker Swarm. Okay, and let's say Kubernetes, and let's say ECS, EKS, EKS, whatever. Okay, now we can use for ECS Fargate, Messas Marathon, whatever. Messas Marathon, whatever tools we can, lot of tools, Ranchers, Argo CD, and Helm charts, blah 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 things. Lot of tools are there. All these tools, like as whatever we have requirement, whatever the architecture is designed, that using those tools, we can make it happen for our automation deployment. Is it clear, guys? That is a CI process we are calling. This is a CD process in real time. Okay, this is a CI process, continuous integration. And the next, after whatever images we have downloaded and we deployed using provisioning with the infrastructure using Terraform, and deployment using any either Ansible, either Kubernetes, either Ansible, either anyone, not two. Okay, using Terraform will be provisioning the clusters or everything, and either we can use the Docker Compose to run your containers, or either we can use the Docker Kubernetes or to run the containers. And this is for provisioning purpose, provisioning your infrastructure. If infrastructure is there, it won't do. If not there, it will be do. Okay, provisioning your infrastructure. When we discuss in the Terraform, we'll see that also. How to provisioning infrastructure, how to deploy the application, those we can see that. And the next, after Docker, we'll discuss about the Ansible also. That time we can see how to deploy application using Ansible. Okay, how to deploy application using Ansible. Clear, guys? Clear now? Or like CI/CD process. And now this is exactly project we do basically, nothing else. Okay, this is exactly project we do in the real time. Okay, let's start with this now. Or let's implement this is the freestyle project. Then next tomorrow session we'll discuss about the pipeline. Okay, now today let's discuss about the freestyle. Freestyle means what? It's everything options are available. Just write just fill the blanks kind of. Okay, and pipeline means we need to write in the declarative pipeline, which is a custom, and then like a complexity in your pipeline. Okay. Yes. Clear, guys? Clear now? Okay. The next what we do? Next what? This is the process, guys. Okay, remember, if you go for any project, any company, they made tools are different, but the procedure may be maximum like same. CA/CD. CA/CD. Even when you go for interview, then you can explain this process. When you go for an interview, you can explain this is the process, this is the CA/CD pipeline which we are implementing in our current project. Okay. Anyway, we do until this ECS forgetful deployment, Kubernetes deployment we do. There is a couple of projects we have that we can do in the after completion of Ansible, after completion of Terraform, after completion of Kubernetes. Okay, a lot of things are there. We'll discuss on the further classes. Okay, cool. That's great. The next what we do? Let's implement that. Now to set up your freestyle job, what we can do? Let's see. Okay, is I mentioned any documentation for this? Freestyle one. This is Nexus, and this is running as a Jenkins. Tomorrow now, what you guys will say? Can we take or not? Tell me. Even tomorrow I need to go for marriage actually. Then if you guys are take, then after taking class, then I'll go. Sunday we have marriage actually. One of my relatives. And fine, we'll take, guys. Okay, we'll take 8 to 10, 2 hours. 8 to 10 a.m. IST. We'll take a session for AWS VPC session. VPC, we'll take it. Fine. Well, the question is answered, right? Okay. The next what we do? Let's. I mentioned the document or not? Let's check it. Somewhere I've written this. Go for Jenkins. Jenkins Docker integration I mentioned. Jenkins easier integration is there. Jenkins Docker integration. The same document that and this, but I'm checking for. Okay, just leave it about that. It's a simple one. Okay, let's set up that. Leave it about the documentation. Let's see here. How do you set up this? First of all, let's go to new item. Take a Docker Jenkins Docker integration, Docker freestyle integration. Okay, Docker freestyle job and the freestyle job, and then select this. Okay, yes. Okay, this is a sample Docker freestyle job. Okay, the next select the git, and we should have a code now. You should have a code. For that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take for our repo, which we already have, right? Which we created for in Docker session, no Java application or those stuff. We don't have a. Okay, let's do one thing. LSFL here. Now see here, there is a R applications, right? For example, let's say take one of the application. Which one? Hello World Java. This is the one. We have a Java code and everything, right? See the git. How to check the which is the repo we are added here? Git remote -v. No, this is the same hello world Java git, and then this code we had, and Docker file is not there in git status. Let's do the git status. We added the Docker file newly. Now to you want, if you want to push this Docker file to your GitHub, what the next you need to do, guys? I already have a hello world Java project here. The same project I have in the GitHub also. Okay, like here, this is the same code I have, but this code we are Dockerized application. Now what is the code it has? It simply print the some messages. Okay. Now there is no Docker file here. We are making this application as a containerized, means Docker we are implementing using this application. I mean to deploy this application using the Docker, then we have written the Docker file. If you want to that Docker file come to here, what should I do now? I have written the Docker file. What is the Docker file contains? Open the Docker file. Now this is simply base image and copy that file at the execute Java C and just remove this one LSFL here. You don't want that. This is just want to that time to C purpose multi lines. That's time we are run. Okay, and run the CMD like execute of the Java simple Java class. This is the compile of Java class. This is the run the Java class. All grouping together into writing a Docker file. Writing a Docker file. This is the way we need to return the Docker file. If anyone not understanding, just from scratch you need to understand. Okay. Initial classes. Clear, guys? Clear now? Now this file we make the changes. Git status if you do. Check the what are the files you are made the changes. Now tell me what the next we do. I want to push this file to my GitHub. What are the steps, guys? First git add. Okay, super. Git add and then file name or else dot means all files. The next after git add, then do git status again. check where we are now. We are in the index area or staging area. We need to do git commit -m added Docker file, added Docker file. And the next, what else we need to do? Git push origin master. And the next, give the credentials here. But because without credentials, if you want to do, we need to use the like as sh keygen that we need to set up, that we already discussed this. Okay, and again it's asking the password. The password we are maintaining somewhere now in our session. Somewhere we had the password, right? The token, we created token and we got the password, right? No, this is the password now. Okay, anyway, again let me show that how to create a password for you guys instead of this. Now you guys will be understand more. No, password won't, like normal password won't allow guys here. Basically, let me try that also. When I try that, it won't work actually. Nowadays they remove the password authentication. We need to use the token. Okay, the token generator. If you want to do, go for your GitHub account and then go to your settings. When you go for settings, and then here there is a developer settings. In the developer setting, there is a personal access token, and the next setup for it's asking password. Enter your GitHub password. You must remember this, or else you can't able. Now I'm creating this one name, any name, okay? I guess. Okay, just I given this. It's just your account one. It's your account password, dude. It's not a repository password, right? Cool. 1 second, guys. Yeah, Venugopal. వచ్చేయండి చూసుకోండి టైం మీరు సెక్యూర్గా ఉంటే రండి ఒక లేకపోతే ఓకేనా జాగ్రత్త బాయ్ okay, let's select this. Like I'm giving all the permission to this token, means this guy is a hero now. Okay, like that. Now copy this token. Only one time it will appear, guys. It won't appear again and again. Once you are copied, and keep it there somewhere, wherever you like. I already have the previously created token. That token also will work, but if I have, but in that handy I didn't keep it. That we already have, but still I create a new one. Copy this token and then use here. Push. Enter your username. Instead of this, we already learned about the in Git session. We already set up for your passwordless authentication token also. Right? You remember now? We create SH keygen, create a public key, add this public key into this here, and this is the URL we override. Like yes, all the things. Okay, remember, right? Those things it can be used. That is the first step when you join any company. That's what you need to do. Okay, they won't allow to enter the password in command line. You need to create a public key and then add your public key into your repository. Okay, remember that. That first day itself they will catch you, like as you have experienced person or not. Okay, now these steps you guys must be remember. If they give the source code access, that source code access don't ask to anyone to set up for your system. Set up yourself, because then only they will understand if you are experienced person or not. That is the only one step is enough. Okay, understand, right, what I mean? The passwordless authentication need to set up for a GitHub. That is a maybe interview question they won't ask. Okay, that for that. Maybe that is for work, the day-to-day work for us. Okay, when you join in a new company, the first day you need to do that. First day means, I mean, after you get a laptop, after you get a Bitbucket or GitHub access, you need to do this. Even Bitbucket also same, there is no change anything. Now we push the Docker file and check here now. Check your repositories and go to this repository, and we got the Docker file. Cool. Now clone this copy this code, and the next go to your Jenkins job now, and this is the URL. And credentials, I don't have credentials. Let me add the new credentials. Add the new credentials. The username. This is, we already knows everything, right? You can enter the password here. That's fine. Okay, no need to token here. And the next GitHub credentials, and GitHub credentials give the description of this. This ID is used to our pipelines. Okay, add it and then get the token credentials here, and master branch you want to pull. And the next what did you do? Just clone the repository first. Let's see later. Now click the build now. Now what is my requirement is, first clone the code. Okay, like as let's say dev work is done, GitHub work is done, Jenkins work is done. What is the next? Like I need to make a Docker build, right? Docker build. I'm not using a Maven project, means I don't want any compile anything. It's a just simple Java hello application. Docker build and then push to ECR. Push to ECR, or let's first do the Docker hub. We'll discuss in the ACR later. First learn the small one. Clear, guys? First learn the Docker hub one. We'll discuss on the ECR next example. Okay. Now see, if you want to push this, what we should have? This should be pushed to the Docker hub options, which will be allowed in our freestyle job. Let's see that options are available or not. What happened? The code is downloaded successfully. Okay, the code is downloaded successfully. You can see in your workspace the code is available. Okay, it's will appear in the freestyle jobs, not for the pipeline. Pipeline job code will be cloned, but it won't be showing the here. Okay, that you can remember. The next configure again. Let's make a few more steps. Now, do we have any options to see, like as to push a Docker images here to Docker hub or anything? Do we have any option here? We don't have any option to push it to Docker hub. To get that options, what we need to do now? Standardized position. No? I need to push my Docker hub. That plugin name is called, okay, Docker build and publish. Okay, digital ocean, no, blue ocean, Docker build and publish. Okay, that is the plugin we need to use. Let's go and install the plugin. Apply, save it, then go to manage Jenkins, and then manage plugins, and the next available, and then Docker. See, CloudBees, not Blue Ocean, sorry, CloudBees. I forgot. CloudBees build and Docker build and publish. CloudBees Docker build and publish plugin. Let's use this. Okay. Install without restart. These plugins will be installed first. No, done. We are successfully done. Then go to again our job now. This is the Docker freestyle job, and go to configure. Sir, how we know, sir, the specific plugin I want to use or not? Let's simple. Push Docker images to Docker hub using freestyle job. I don't know what is the plugin I need to use. Understand that what I mean? See, I told you guys, then only you know that. For example, there is a new requirement will come. What you should do? You should be like, as everything we don't had, right? If you know requirement, you need to search like that. Push Docker images to Docker hub using Jenkins freestyle job. Okay, using Jenkins freestyle job. This is what my requirement, right? whatever requirement I type as a words and I put it in a Google. Understand or not? Clear, guys? There is a two-way we can write. One way is that to write a script like as normal Linux script, right? We can use that RS pipeline, RS this freestyle job. There is a three ways option we have. If you written the commands, then we can use the commands docker build command, docker push command. That I'll show next example. You don't worry. And this is the just for UI level I'm trying to show you. For UI level, you want to get that, just search this. Okay, search this, and then you can Google like many places here. And if you have any Stack Overflow or anything, you can go that, or else there's a many options are available here. Okay, let's go for Djour. No, see Docker. This guy is written the pipeline code actually. This is the pipeline code. That anyway that we'll discuss later. Let's go for freestyle now as of now. This website is risky. Okay, thank you. It is this go to medium page. This I put it big screen, but it's not coming down. What he have written now? Now it's coming down. Now see this. Okay, these guys written for pipeline code. We are done push Docker hub. Now this is example like directory. This guy is written for the code only, not for that Michael, if you want to know that, basically first you need to understand the first video of the Docker. Okay, what is the use of Docker, why we are using the Docker. The Docker is the very lightweight. Okay, now for any installation, any you don't need to manual setup, and then it will be running on a very lightweight Linux machines. It won't take a much resources to deploy your applications. That is the reason we are using a Docker. Okay, see the first demonstration of the Docker. It will get a more clarity for you. Clear? These guys, everyone is saying that here only. Docker build and push to Docker hub. This guy, we got a lot of example. Jenkins, freestyle job. We had a lot of here. This website is risky, right? No, it's not that. If you read that, just I'm trying to show you like as always are saying the example only. You will get to know somewhere for that plugin names. What while reading these documents, somewhere they will be give us. These guys are writing a pipelines. Docker build step plugin within a declarative pipeline. Again, this also code. I'm trying to show that how to get that plugin names actually. Okay. Now that we need to Google that, somewhere we can get to know that. Even I also got to know that on Docker build and publish. I know people are looking for every time, this is right now for scripts. Plugin name, that is not my requirement, right, Niranjan? I don't know plugin name. I want that plugin name. That's what I'm trying to Google. Okay, understand? Na? I have a requirement, but I don't know plugin name. Right now I know, but basically, if a new plugin, new requirement will come, how to Google? That's what I'm trying to show you. Docker build and publish using Jenkins freestyle. I don't know, like as publish or push, whatever it may be. If you know that, that how we can do this. This is a DSL script. This guy, the DSL script means that is again pipeline. That appear will happen like based on the C. Here now, same I got a C here. The like cloud based Docker build and publish. See the stack workflow. Docker build and publish using Jenkins freestyle. Publish or push. Now push will do this. It's not appearing, every time all people are written. That will come. It's a publish I mentioned. Now, this is the exact one is coming. Docker build and publish plugin, but not working. This guy is not working. They are reporting. I don't know why. Anyways, we'll see that. Okay, that is the way we can get to know that basically. Anyways, we install the plugin and see here there is an option called as Docker build and publish option we got now. And this repository name, let's go for Docker Hub now. This is Docker Hub. I already signed in, guys. And if you don't have an account, let's log in your sign in. Okay, I sign in this, and repository name is like SJMSTH 32 7 a.m. Jenkins. Just I'm giving the name. The tag is version actually here. That if you want, you can give the tags, or else you can mention the as a build number as a tag. Okay. If you want to mention the build number, now you can build number is the environment variable of your Jenkins actually. Okay, that build number means the number of what is the build number you get, that will get. That is for Jenkins environment variables. If you go that variables, you can get that. Okay, what are the variables you have? Okay, this is it's a build number. Build number I just mentioned. Okay, that is what it is. And Docker host URI means where is the Docker is running. I'm building the Docker host. This is a Docker host. Means Docker host is what? The same mission. The same mission. If any other mission are there, we need to give that IP address and then port number. The Docker host is running on the default port is the 2376. If you're not running in the same mission, but Docker definitely we 99% we install in the same mission only. Then if you are same mission, you can ignore this. You don't need to mention anything. If you want to use any other remote mission, that remote credentials you need to add here, like as any other server, not only same server, any other server that you want to connect that server, you need to credentials that. But as of now, you can ignore these two options because it's a because of both are in the same mission. And the Docker host registry URL. What is the registry URL? It will mention here. By default is the Docker Hub only. This is a Docker Hub URL. Now, if you want to use the ECR, that ECR URL we need to mention here. If it is a Docker Hub, we can ignore that. It's a Docker Hub. You can ignore that. If you are using ECR, then you need to put the ECR URL here. ECR URL we need to put here. That credentials of that. Credentials of that. What is the credentials of your Docker Hub? That credentials you need to put here. That credentials. Just 1 second. I forgot credentials. Let me test my credentials. Sign in. I'm testing my credentials. I remember correctly or not. The correct one. Now Docker Hub credentials. Just mention this. This is browser history, guys. Okay, don't confuse anything. You can give this and then add this. Any name that you wish. Okay, whatever ID you wish, that you can add it. Now this Docker Hub credentials and advanced option. If you see, if you want to don't skip the push, but if you want, I want to push means I don't want to skip this. This is no catchy. We already knows about -f no catchy equal true means it will be scratchly every time it will build, but it will be a good option for this. And the next you can see the skip build, but I want to build now. I don't want to skip that. Create fingerprint means it will be kind of catchy. If enable, the plugin will create a fingerprints after the build for each image. These fingerprints being be managed by the Docker. Like as I mean, like every build it will create a fingerprints kind of. Okay, like as that for build for the next time, some helpful for this. When not sure about this exactly, you can refer this document. That you can ignore this. That's the default option. And then build context, the Docker file. If it is a different path is there, we need to mention the path of your build file, the Docker file. If it is a Docker file, any path it is there. Current means you can do the dot, right? The dot you can ignore that because it's treated as a current only. Any obsolete path of your Docker file. If it is current, then you can ignore this Docker file. It is there. If any like a subfolder, like as some folder name and slash Docker file it is there, you need to mention like as any other, not only in the root path where I have in my GitHub, I have in the root path only. Then I don't need to mention the folder. If any inside the subfolder, then inside the Docker file is there, you need to mention that path. Or else you can ignore this. And the force tag replacement, if you want to replace the force tag, you can enable this. And if you not skip this, it will build the two things. One is the latest image, one is the build number. Understand? Na? The two images will create. If you don't want to the latest image only one build number you want, you can select this also. Or else it will create two images every time. Okay, two tags like a Docker build -t and then image like as name of your repository colon v1 like as number one is the build number and then -t like as your repository name colon latest. Two images will be built. Let's keep it this as of now. Let's see the output. Like click a build now. Save it and click a build now. Now if you see here, there is two options now. JMSGS 70M Jenkins 2 because of build number 2, and the next this is what latest. Two images are building here. It's failed successfully. Super. Sorry guys. Fine. Now see this, it's a failure. What happened here? It's tried to push to this repository. Now basically it's trying to push. But how to push that is like as your Docker Hub repository, what is the naming convention you should have, guys? Understand? What is the naming convention you need to use? We discussed to push your Docker Hub images. We should have the guys, anyone? Now to push your Docker Hub images, what is the first? You need to mention your username, right? Then how it look like? Now my username slash that repo name. that repo name. Okay, now that we need to mention, that is what it's not unable to finding. Then configure here. You guys remember, right? Now while pushing these images, this image, you guys, we did run IBMS or slash something. The same issue we faced and we are worked on this. If you remember last time when you do the console level. Yes or no? Guys, yes or no? That's what we need to mention. And apply, save it, and click bin now. But you guys are feeling very difficult. You guys are feeling every day like, as the first day in like office. My sessions are every day. You guys are the first day in office like that. Like, why these guys are using this much, this much. It's a simple. Once you practiced, it's very simple. It's very simple, guys. Now it's got successfully pushed. See the console output. Oh, great. Now see this, and then go to Docker Hub and just cut the confirmation. The images came or not. Just refresh the browser. Now got it a few seconds ago. Now see 7 a.m. Jenkins. This image is there. You can download this image and you can use this. The two images are pushed, latest and free version. Clear, guys? That's all about Docker. Then tomorrow, let's see about the pipeline. Pipeline job, same thing. Whatever we do, we can implement using a pipeline, Docker with pipeline, and we'll see the ECR integration also, and see the using the script also. All those we'll see the Monday session. Okay. And tomorrow session, like Monday to Friday, we have a DevOps session, and Saturday we have a AWS and then Terraform. Okay. AWS almost we are in ending phase now, and we'll start with the Terraform maybe next week. Okay, we'll start with the Terraform next week, and this week maximum we're gonna complete for VPC. Okay, then next interview questions we'll discuss on the upcoming week, and we'll start with the Terraform introduction on the upcoming week. Okay, clear, guys? Okay, fine. And tomorrow at 8 now today is the 7 a.m. we start, right? And then tomorrow we'll start with the 8 a.m. Okay, weekends are 8 a.m. Okay, like as you can calculate your time, like if it is any USD and PST and what are the time zone you are. Okay, guys, then see you on the tomorrow then. Until then, bye, guys.